more and more companies are running the risk of fraud at very elevated levels today and are looking at KYC and AML very closely at this point in time. Could you very briefly explain to me some of the new opportunities for technology to help the banking industry?
I think there's two major, as I said, banking is quite stable, the most stable of businesses you can imagine. Creating credits for enterprises and private persons will always be demanded, and the governments want to control that process. That means banks are here for stay and will not be disrupted. There will be maybe new names and new ways of doing it, but it will be the same structure. However, Bitcoin and blockchain or whatever it is, it will be the same kind of system, but because that's the way we can control the economy and who is financing what. So we don't have people doing crime with money and so on. So the business is stable, but there's two major threats. One is the biggest is actually cyber crime, because all these new technologies is not only used by the good guys, unfortunately. It is in an increasing pace used by the bad boys too. And the whole crime scene going from robbing the cashier because there is no cash to robbing the banks with digital tools. And there are factories all over the world, you know that as good as I do, which is trying to penetrate banks every second, or thousands of times every second. And it's a constant battle, and it's kind of a battle about how using technology to win. And so banks has to invest in this heavily, and that means massive business to do for tech companies, because banks has to be able to compete and win this war, able to build very strong ecosystems with best-in-class tech providers. And banks has to be better at managing that and become more of a tech player. So they are shifting their cost base from operational and staff cost into technology in a massive way. Been doing so for a decade or so, but it will just continue in a more accelerating pace. So that is one, the cybersecurity. And the second is that you don't invest enough in technology, so you will be left out when everybody get this hyper automation going. So you get not the efficiencies in cost terms only, but also in product development. And this will have started already, of course, but it will be just escalating now when the technology is mature enough to really scale on a big level.
Excellent. Moving quickly to how the traditional banking world can collaborate with new age digital providers in the FinTech and the RegTech space. Any points of view?
Yeah, obviously I have, because I've been doing this for many years. And since I've been always investing in technology, but also being a banker, I've seen these worlds coming together and banks becoming technology companies. It has been clear to me for 10 years or so that this will happen. And the thing is that, as I said earlier, banks have to build strong ecosystem, put themselves in the middle of a very strong ecosystem, partner with the best, and have a view on what they want to create, the total experience they want to create. But being yourself, one man is strong is not really the way to go. You have to be open. You have to open architecture. You have to have working with the best in class. Otherwise, you won't be able to compete. So that gives a lot of opportunity for fintechs to thrive and build fantastic tech companies around, not only in KYC, ML, and all aspects of the service delivery. And I think the banks has to do that. They have to choose what they do themselves, which is, I think, should be as little as possible the core, of the stability of the whole thing, and then have flexible ecosystems, which is in they have partners which is more long term, but they also have these shorter term partners. The important thing is to embrace all this technology without killing it. So 20 years ago, a bank said, let's buy this technology and put it in our IT department. Nobody do that anymore because they know that the whole what the boat will just be killed by that, because a big banking operation is something completely different from these innovative cultures. So everybody is trying to have these, invest, but let them have their own lives so they can contribute with innovation to the banks. And I think that's the way to go. And I see the most successful banks doing that in big scale, actually.